Let us continue this transmission with the continuance of your dialogues and questions, if you wish.
Hello, beloved Bashar.
And to you, good day. Just making sure you're all still awake. Speak up.
Okay. I have two questions. The first question is, given that we are all connected and one energy,
Yes.
all that is,
Yes.
do we have the ability to tap into another aspect of creation and perceive from that other aspect?
Yes. If it is relevant for the life you have chosen, to be able to do so.
So it's a way that we can literally, just as you were saying, you don't have a memory, you just get what you need when
Yes.
you need it.
Yes.
It's a way to actually do that.
That is one way, yes.
Okay.
Was that sufficient?
Yes.
All right.
Now let me remember what my other question was.
Well, you should know it when you need to know it.
Exactly. Exactly.
Do you know it?
I don't think I do. I think maybe that's good enough.
Are you sure?
Yes. Yes.
All right.
All right.
Up to you.
All right.
All right, thank you.
Hello.
And to you, good day.
My question for you is that in December of 2000, I was in Sedona and I had a very impactful experience. And while it was a lot of energy and light, it felt clear to me that it was alien in nature.
Oh, all right.
And I was impacted energetically and physically for weeks afterwards.
Yes.
My question is, you've said that your ship is above Sedona.
It is. I'm not the only one, but mine is too.
Thank you. And can you share with me if this was your people and what the purpose of this experience might have been?
The Sedona vortex is a very good reflective dimensional energy window or mirror to help magnify or amplify whatever it is your intentional focus is about. So if you brought in the intention to upgrade your frequency, upgrade your perspective and your energy, you were given an opportunity to become sensitive enough to pick up on the energy that is always being sent to all of you from very high dimensional levels, but which you're not always capable of perceiving. But if you upgrade yourself sufficiently, fine-tune your senses sufficiently to be able to do so, then you can receive the kind of an experience that you had.
So this was not necessarily from any particular alien group, but just the vortex itself?
No, what we're saying is the vortex is utilized that way to amplify, focus, and magnify the energy not only of the natural vortex, but of any connections you may have. Therefore, those on the other end may be very aware of the fact that they are also intentionalizing your experience from their point of view, but at the same time, it's a co-creation.
I see. Do you know who it was that may have been in contact with me through the vortex?
You are connected very strongly to the hybrid race known as the YaYel.
The YaYel.
Yes.
Could you say a little bit about what my connection with them might be?
Well, you have a counterpart in their society.
And this counterpart, does he have a purpose in that society?
She does.
She does. Can you share with me a little bit about who she is?
Well, it has to do with the agenda to ultimately allow the hybrid children that are eventually going to live among you on Earth to begin to acclimate to your society a little bit more.
I'm not sure what to do with that.
You can put it in your pipe and smoke it.
I probably will.
All right. I figured you might.
Is there any way that I can make use of that information in my life presently?
Of course there is. When you consider the idea we have shared with you, what kind of a feeling or state of being comes over you? When you think of her, when you think of that connection, when you think even back to the experience that you had, that's an indication of a state of being that is more representative of a more aligned version of you. And in using that as a symbol, as a reminder of what state of being to come from in every action that you take, that can assist you in your life in that way to allow you to be more efficient in your application of that energy in the direction of the things that excite you. Yes?
Well, in that moment in 2000 in Sedona, it was a very bright, overwhelming.
Yes, I understand. It doesn't mean that you have to absolutely recreate in the same way that experience, because you are a different person now. You will not necessarily experience it the same way. But every time you think back to that experience and remember what it felt like, you are in that energy. In fact, as we have often said, the trick of this situation is that you actually have to be in that state to even remember that it happened. So once you remember it happened, you're already in that state. Even if it feels different than it did before, you're in the version of that state that is now relevant for the person you are at this moment. Know that and come from that state in all that you do, and your life will be experienced more synchronistically. Does that make sense? More smoking?
It does. I'm definitely going to need to listen to this recording.
If you say so. I wouldn't suggest that you smoke the recording.
No. I won't. Well, that kind of leads into my second question.
Yes.
Which is that, and this is a less formed question, it's a little vulnerable. A little vulnerable? It feels vulnerable.
Well,
yes.
Does that mean weakness or strength?
Strength.
Thank you.
I'm 45 and
you're a whippersnapper.
Thank you. And I really feel that deep evolutionary partnership has really eluded me thus far in my life, and it's something that's been a real missing, and it's something that I haven't fully understood.
Yes.
What is in the way?
Maybe nothing. Maybe your assumption that you need that is in the way.
Maybe.
So the idea is fulfill yourself and then allow, not make, not force, not need, allow the reflection to come of the fulfillment you have created within yourself.
I agree.
Understand?
Yes.
That's how it works.
Does my connection with this female counterpart have anything to do with my relationships in this reality?
It does. And you can use it that way to create an energy state within yourself that is a more appropriate reflection of what it is you would be able to attract.
Is there a particular practice that would serve that?
I already gave it to you.
Right.
Anytime you remember the experience you had, you're in the proper state. Be in the here and now with that and act from that state on all the things that are representative of your preserved self. Yes?
Yes.
All right. Does that help?
I think so.
And again, remember, any kind of practice is a permission slip, which you have the imagination to create for yourself, because the ones that seem most exciting in your imagination, any kind of ritual, technique, or tool that your imagination comes up with, is a direct line of communication to your higher mind telling you that the reason that you're attracted to think of it this way is because this is what would work with your belief system right now. Yes. So you have the ability to invent your own permission slips, remembering, of course, all the time that you are your primary permission slip.
Yes.
Because the permission slips aren't really doing anything for you except allowing you to believe that they are, which allows you to actually do what you need to do. Does that make sense?
I think so.
All right. Yes?
The last question I have is simply, you spoke about how there are billions of realities happening simultaneously.
Well, there's an infinite number of realities happening simultaneously. The billions was a reference to the idea of how many parallel realities your consciousness is passing through per second to create the illusion of time.
Okay. So if time is an illusion...
Yes. It's a real experience.
Right.
But mechanically, it's an illusion.
Yes. What is all of that contained inside of?
Nothing.
Then what allows it to exist?
Everything.
all of the...
Remember, the idea you are speaking of, the question you are asking, what allows it to exist is a question within existence.
Yes.
Existence is not subject to time. Time is subject to existence. So the questions of what allows it simply goes back to existence is what is. Nothing allows it, it just is. That's its nature, that's its quality, that's its property. It doesn't need to be allowed to do anything. It is that which allows for everything.
And so inside of all of that...
There is no real inside, but we understand what you mean.
Within, yes.
There's no within, but we understand what you mean. There's no inside, there's no outside.
Okay.
It just is. Remember, the discussions of these things are being discussed in linear space-time language.
Yes.
The truth of it is, there's really nothing there to discuss. There's nothing that can be discussed. You can discuss the symbols of it, but not the thing itself, because the thing itself just is. Doesn't require any discussion. It just is. Is this making some sense?
Yes.
And so is there still a question?
There are multiple races.
Are you talking about on Earth? Or throughout creation?
Throughout creation.
Yes, of course.
And, for example, your race...
Yes.
Are there higher dimensional alien beings who are helping to guide your race?
Absolutely. One of our primary guides is the non-physical consciousness associated with the star system of Sirius.
And they're helping you evolve?
Absolutely. Just as someone is helping them, just as someone is helping them, just as someone is helping them, and on and on and on and on and on and on and on, forever. So there is no end to it.
Well, I'm done. Thank you.
Oh, all right. I guess there was an end to that.
Hi, Bashar.
And to you, good day.
I wanted to ask some questions about history on Earth.
Yes.
But my first question, since everything is in the present,
Yes.
what is history?
History, again, is simply your perception of another existing now, but from a linear space-time perspective, which allows you to perceive it as if it was in the past. Mm-hmm. But all of that exists right now. Just look at it as a pile of alternate realities all coexisting simultaneously that you decide to focus on in such a linear way that it makes it look like one thing caused another, but they are actually completely disassociated from one another, completely. You're the one creating the continuity you call your history. And of course, remember, when you change who you are as a person and you change the reality you live in, you're changing your history as well. You may not always know that you have changed your history. Because if you are really creating a continuity of a reality and a new history that goes with it, the new history that goes with it will more likely than not, with a few exceptions, make itself appear to be the only history you've had in order to form a foundation for the reality that you're now experiencing. So 5 minutes ago, you may have had, literally, collectively, a completely different history, but you won't remember that because what you think of as history right now will seem to be the only history you've ever had. Is this making some sense?
Okay, yes. I'm going to have to get the tape, too.
All right.
The question I had about the history of religion,
Yes.
gods and philosophy.
Yes.
Like, I know in ancient Egypt there were many gods. And then
Well, there were many representations of the idea of all that is, yes.
Okay, so in Africa also, like,
Yes. Well, they're all true. Because you cannot imagine something that is not part of all that is. So anyone who wants to say, well, this is a representation of God and this is a representation of God, both are correct.
Okay.
There's no contradiction there.
Okay. So when in Buddhism, they talk about the gods of the sun and
Yes.
the moon and the stars.
But again, you are creating representations, interpretations in your linear understanding of symbols that work for you to represent the vibrational energy of an aspect of creation that you're calling a god. It's just language.
Oh, okay. And these exist.
They all
within-
exist.
Within ourselves also, because we're all one, right?
They exist,
Within.
yes. Again,
The-
everything exists within, just to use that word again, because there really is no without.
Thank you, Bashar.
Does that make sense?
Yes. it
All right.
does.
Thank you.
Okay. Just one more thing I wanted to say. This
Yes.
voice challenge that I've been having for many years, I feel like through breath work, I'm learning more to heal it
All right.
through my breath.
Then good luck on your process and congratulations for your challenges.
Okay. Thank you, Bashar.
Our love to you. Of course, there really is no luck. It's just the choices that you make.
Hi, Bashar.
And a you good day.
I just want to say on behalf of everyone that can't be here in person from Australia, New Zealand, and everywhere else, thank you.
All right.
You've made a difference to so many people's lives.
We thank you.
My excitement is to be a guide and a teacher and an acclimator for the hybrid children making their way to the earth to blend and to learn. And
All right.
what I can actually act on now is to prepare myself and
All right.
to understand what are their challenges going to be when they're here. They've got such technology, or I assume, to know so many things, but I heard you say before that even just understanding how does the postage system work, simple things like that
Yes,
might be
well,
relevant.
even people on your planet have difficulty with that. You must understand that even though they are in many ways highly advanced, you are truly an alien culture to them. Therefore, some of the things you do that you take for granted because you've been raised to take them for granted seem extremely unusual to them. Such simple things as, why do you eat food on a plate? Why do you need a fork? Can't you just eat it with your hands? You can, sometimes, but other times it's considered rude. Well, that's very confusing to them because it sounds contradictory. Well, when do you know if it's rude? And what is rude anyway? Do you understand
Yes,
how
I
this
do.
can get very complex for them? They really are very alien to you in terms of your culture. Therefore, they need a lot of acclimation, a lot of guidance, a lot of training. That's why some of them, some of the ones that have actually progressed a little bit farther than others, are actually temporarily living among you because they have learned enough to see if they actually fit in. Sometimes you will recognize them, sometimes you won't. Some of them actually have apartments.
Okay.
They are procured for them by those who oversee them, which is another hybrid race altogether, and act as their guides and act as, in a sense, their protectors on Earth. They acquire things for them because they have more familiarity with what's going on your planet and help them learn how to go through what would be considered a typical daily life on your planet. Now, that doesn't mean that they have to do everything that you do, because certainly they have their own culture as well. And some of that will blend into your society over time, which is the beginning of the creation of the sixth hybrid race on your planet. Nevertheless, they don't really want to stand out that much from you. They want to be accepted as family. They want to accept you as family. And so they are doing their best to sort of meet you halfway. But there will be some unusual things about them that you will enjoy.
In terms of meeting them halfway, I understand that there might be some eating habits and a whole bunch of things that we do that might be a bit disgusting even, I think. This is a word you've used before. in terms of their tolerance and their patience and their willingness to fit into our way of being, how can I meet them halfway? Are there certain things that we can change about ourselves, like yourself is trained as a first contact specialist to ease the path?
Yes.
Is there certain things I can do to change myself to kind of meet them halfway?
Well, again, it all comes down to acting on your highest joy to the best of your ability with no insistence on a particular outcome, because that increases your frequency to the point where you are capable of receiving the imaginations and the inspirations to do what you need to do, because you're already existing on that level, you already have that intention, and therefore the ideas will come. It's important for you to understand that every single circumstance, every single situation actually has, though not a built-in meaning, a built-in structure. So when you go about manifesting and creating with your imagination, your creativity, a circumstance, an idea, a situation, an opportunity, there is a built-in structure that then can automatically unfold. You don't have to do that much once you have used your creativity to set up a certain circumstance. The structure that's inherent within it will allow that to flow into your reality along that structural guide path, and it will fit as it needs to fit naturally. So you don't have to do so much engineering. You just have to sort of creatively make space by creating the fundamental circumstance or situation that's even sometimes just symbolically representative of a reality. In other words, mock it up.
Got it.
Physically mock up what you think it would look like. The closer you can get to what you perceive as an actual physical reality version of it, again, not that you have to insist it must look that way, but the closer you can ground your vision into actual physical action, even if you are, in a sense, mocking it up, creating a simulation that does carry a certain vibratory frequency to your mind. And when you create that vibratory frequency and immerse yourself in what you might call a real physical virtual reality representation of an idea, then your body consciousness starts to actually respond to it as if it is actually real. Remember, when your brain perceives that the information you're receiving is actually real, it retains up to 60 to 70% more of the information than when it knows, in a sense, that it's a simulation. So the more real you can make it, putting things where you believe they would be, interacting with physical things in the way you believe you would be interacting with things should they happen that way, the more you are training your body consciousness to get used to that reality, and the more it goes into alignment with that imagination vibration, and it starts to synchronize, and it more synchronistically can manifest a reality that is at least somewhat symbolically representative, at least very closely, to what it is you have mocked up. So that's one way to do it. Does this help?
That's perfect, thank you.
Does this sound like fun?
It already is fun. It's amazing. You've talked about the economic system, potentially the future of an individual's worth being valued rather than a currency transaction.
Eventually.
I didn't quite understand what that means. Obviously, like teachers in Australia anyway are quite, in my belief system, undervalued. They're paid less.
Yes.
I don't understand what you mean by the worth of the individual will be valued instead of monetary.
What is the value of someone being able to teach you something that you truly need in life to accomplish what you wish? What is that value?
It's priceless in my estimation.
Exactly. So when everyone is priceless, you'll all be abundant. You'll all have the ability to share whatever it is you need to share and receive whatever it is you need to receive because of the synchronicity that will then be paramount in bringing together those that need what others have and vice versa.
I understand. Okay.
Does that make sense?
So the synchronicity will be much more present and people will give and receive as they need. And it's less...
Synchronicity will be the currency.
Got it. Thank you.
Thank you.
One last question.
Yes.
In Australia, I understand that Ayers Rock or Uluru is a chakra or a strong vortices. Is there others strong vortices on the east coast of Australia?
Yes, what about it?
What are the locations of what they?
The major one is what you call Ayers Rock, yes.
Other than that, on the east coast, so Byron Bay or Sydney or Melbourne, are there other strong vortices?
Of course there are. There are many. But the primary one is in the center.
Okay, right.
The others take their cue from that.
Okay.
Yes?
Thanks, Bashar.
Thank you.
Much love.
And to you.
Hello.
And to you, good day.
This might sound kind of silly.
Oh, all right. Let's
But-
hope so.
Okay, good. Since I've just thought of saying this to you
Yes.
for some time.
Yes, yes, yes.
When I really appreciate when you take the letter H from the end of the word Earth in
Yes.
the English language, and put it at the beginning.
Yes.
It makes the word heart.
Yes.
And I really appreciate that.
Well, I thank you for appreciating that. There are many, many lessons to be learned in the structure of your language. When you play with it, you will see how you may have even unconsciously put a lot of knowledge and a lot of wisdom built into the language itself if you just know how to look at it a little differently.
Like the word friendship.
Yes. Like many different kinds of words. But if you play with it, with your imagination, you find all sorts of insights and awarenesses that are built into the structure of the language that are there ready to be discovered.
Sweet.
Yes.
Another thing, a few years ago, I got really sick.
Yes.
And I found myself mumbling a word.
Yes.
And it sounded really interesting. So I looked it up,
Yes.
and it turns out to be a location.
Which is what?
Tikal.
Yes, Tikal, yes.
Why would I get that?
Because you have connections to that era, that idea is what you classically call a past life connection. Oh. And so you're drawing upon that for the wisdom and the knowledge that you need for certain things in your life, in the exploration of your theme.
Cool.
So investigate it however you are curious to do so.
Okay, thanks.
You're welcome.
Can I ask one more question?
That was a question.
Okay. My older brother used to sleepwalk.
Yes.
And he would actually come out of his room with his eyes wide open. I didn't know
Yes.
he was sleepwalking.
Yes.
And have a full conversation.
Yes.
And it felt like it was I talking to someone, a different being?
Well, you were talking to a different aspect of his being,
Okay. It was weird.
if you say so.
Okay, cool.
Thank you.
Thank you so very much.
You are welcome.
Take care.
Okay. Where should I take it?
Hello, Bashar.
And a you good day.
Thank you so much for always information. It helps me a lot.
All right. Thank you for making the information your own so that you can help yourself.
Okay. I have a question. Do you know about tachyon energy? in
Yes,
the
we
universe?
understand. Many of the people on your planet that think they're using tachyon energy are not really doing it in a way that makes much difference. The technology to tap into the idea of tachyon energy is quite different than what many people on your planet are doing. Now, it doesn't mean you can't access tachyon energy yourself. So what they're really doing is simply creating a permission slip that allows you personally on a biological level to open up to using tachyon energy more efficiently. But the devices themselves are not really a technology that takes advantage of processing tachyon energy. They're permission slips that gives you more permission to use the tachyon energy yourself.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Yes.
And I saw the picture. It calls light mandala, and that's a machine using crystal and light.
Yes.
And put some patterns on the skin.
Again, this is another permission slip.
Right.
You understand this concept, yes?
Yes, I understand that.
So use whatever permission slip you believe works for
Okay.
you.
Thank you so
It's as
much.
simple as that.
Right. Okay. And yesterday,
Yes.
one of my best friend
Yes.
passed away.
Oh, all right.
Right after that,
Yes.
I felt like he chose to leave this earth, and
Yes.
then he's still enjoying his journey. Even though he passed away.
Well, of course he is enjoying his journey.
Right.
And the timing of these things is usually because then it turns your attention toward the spirit world to pull you along up the ladder to increase your vibration because you wish to reach out to that person. So it expands your senses and you can learn to still communicate with them. Just because they're in spirit doesn't mean they're not still part of your life. It doesn't mean you can't learn to communicate with them. So now your attention is turned toward the idea of the spirit realm, and you can allow yourself to let that energy into your system so that you can become more sensitive to communications from your friend and from the spirit level.
Okay.
This is often why people will die at certain times to bring your attention forward into the spirit world, because it helps you. It helps you on your journey.
Thank you.
You are welcome.
Okay. And then
Yes?
I am dancer.
Yes?
I've been working many years as a dancer.
Is this your excitement? Or at
Yes.
least one expression of it? Yes? This is one expression of your excitement?
Yes.
All right.
Yes. And I'm following my passion.
Yes. And so?
And so many synchronicity happens.
Yes, of course. That's what happens when you follow your passion.
Yes.
Synchronicity increases.
Yes. And
Yes?
I just want to share my experience. Like
Yes?
before, I couldn't imagine I can eat and live and,
Yes.
being dancing, being artist.
now
and
you
doing-
can.
Yes.
Yes. Well, thank you.
Thank you so much.
You are welcome. Thank you so much. It is important to understand that being yourself works. The most difficult thing you can possibly do in your life is try to be someone you're not. So stop resisting who you are. Let life work. Allow it to work. Isn't that right, Nania?
How did you know?
What do you mean, how did I know? I know because I let life work.
Oh, that's a little spooky.
Oh, spooky Bashar. All right. Well, it is approaching your Halloween. So time to be a little bit spooky.
Well,
Ooh,
I have to admit, sometimes I'm haunted by you.
aliens. Oh, wait. Alien ghosts. Even spookier.
You're so funny.
Oh, wait. Funny alien ghosts. All right, not so spooky.
Yeah, spooky funny.
Oh, all right. More spoofy.
Oh, my goodness.
Yes.
So we have some Ustream questions.
Yes.
How do I stay calm during a contact experience? Yikes.
When you are in the proper state, calmness will be automatic. It'll be part of the experience because you will be ready, truly ready. So it's built in.
So how about all the people that get like freaked out and they run away?
They're not ready.
Oh, I see. So there's nothing you can do to stay calm? I mean...
Yes, be in the proper state. And you already all know how to get into the proper state.
Go to Arizona?
Like father, like daughter. Now who's being spoofy? And by the way,
Yes.
yes. That's one of the states because that's the state our ship is above.
That's right. In fact, somebody wanted to know how many miles above are you these days?
853. You want me to go back up?
Well, that's a good sign, isn't it?
If you say so.
Yes, it's a good sign.
Thank you.
I was just Let's see what else we have here. Do your people breathe in the same way that we do?
Sort of. Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Although we take in more oxygen and accelerate the energy in the oxygen in a very different way than you do. It creates a much stronger electromagnetic field around our bodies. And the electromagnetic field is partly how we breathe. You too, but you don't know that yet.
Would your physiology seem really alien to us?
It would seem a bit unusual. Because remember, we do not eat, we do not sleep. Therefore, we don't really have the same internal configurations anymore that we used to. Therefore, we are evolving, as we say, into quasi-physical beings who don't necessarily express many of the same physiological functions and therefore have no need to experience the idea of the way you experience your bodies. We used to, but no longer.
But some of the others, like the YaYel, their bodies would be more physiologically similar to ours? Or
Some of them, not all of them.
the hybrids?
The hybrid children certainly will be more similar to you.
Okay.
Hence their ability to live among you more easily.
Someone else wanted to know, do the hybrid children cry?
Some have been known to.
So unlike your species, they actually can feel sadness.
Yes.
And
Yes,
so
yes, yes.
does that mean like all their markers aren't turned on then?
In a sense, but you must understand they have slightly different markers. They are still a different species. And they process things in a slightly different way. And the reasons they may cry are not necessarily aligned with all the same reasons in which you may cry.
That's right, because when your children never cry, right?
No.
But the physiological release
Yes.
is a positive behavior, wouldn't you say? Or
Within
is
the
it
hybrid children, yes, but it's unnecessary
for
within
yours?
ours.
Okay, so for them, like we also cry when we laugh really hard too.
Yes.
So it's a very potent part of our physiological
Yes,
change.
but we experience it differently. Again, it has to do with vibrations in our electromagnetic field.
Yeah, I mean, but as far as like the hybrid children.
Well, a little bit, yes, but they're
Okay.
more like you.
So,
They will still have expressions you will recognize as human emotions to some degree.
oh, well, they seem more muted than ours or more
Depends.
neutral.
It depends. It depends.
Okay.
It depends.
Okay.
It depends.
All right, well, we'll just keep on moving along here.
Yes.
How many civilizations live in our universe? And
in the
our
universe?
I just read the questions.
We are aware. We are aware. Now, this doesn't mean we've met them all. We are aware through communications of approximately 65 million civilizations. Now, this encompasses many different galaxies and many different communications with many different species who themselves may or may not have met some of these other civilizations. So that is what we are aware of at this moment. Of course, there are obviously many, 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 many more.
Yeah, it's kind of like the ocean. It's just filled with life, isn't
Yes,
it?
it is. And of course, it also depends on what you mean by a civilization, because there are many interpretations of that idea. But we have given you a number that is at least representative of something that is close to what you would also somewhat recognize as a civilization of sorts. So that number represents something that you would be somewhat familiar with or capable of recognizing as such. There are many, many quote-unquote civilizations you wouldn't even recognize as civilizations.
It's quite a universe.
And it's not the only universe. There is a
Right,
multiverse.
there's a multiverse, yeah. Like, there's a lot of
So,
stuff.
the true answer, in a sense, therefore, would be actually there are an infinite number
Right.
of civilizations. But that wouldn't necessarily give you a practical understanding of what might be local, so to speak.
So another person wanted to know, will you and your team be part of the first contact crew to come?
No. The Sasani people will be the third hybrid civilization you will meet, not the first. The YaYel are the first hybrid civilization, which doesn't mean they're the first civilization, just the first hybrid civilization to make open contact with you, but we will be the third.
And then on another topic, someone asked, is the chance of a female president still 88%?
Give or take. Yes, give or take.
Okay. And probably lastly,
Yes.
where does writer's block come from, and how can a person overcome it?
Writer's block comes from inflexibility with what's happening and assumption and expectation of what needs to happen instead of exploring why the writer's block is there. Because it isn't really a block, it's an arrow pointing in an unexpected direction. And if nothing else, if you experience what you call writer's block, write about the writer's block and then you won't be blocked.
That's very clever.
We have been known to be so from time to time.
Yes, you have.
Is it time for your break and your holotope?
Well, could someone tell me what time it is right now? Oh, so actually, we have about 20 minutes left if
no,
you're up
you have
for
about
it.
15.
Okay, so how many names would you like me to pull?
You may pull one at the moment.
All right. Maria Turnout. Yes.
Hello, Bashar.
And to you, good day.
Thank you.
Making sure you're all awake. Good morning.
A couple of years ago now, it was an extraordinary night. It was just so beautiful. I was enjoying myself immensely. I'm driving over the hill down into the valley here in California, top down, and I look up.
Your top was down?
My top, my convertible.
You said you were enjoying yourself immensely.
My convertible.
Oh, all right.
And I look up.
You have a convertible top. What does it change into?
A convertible car.
Oh, all right.
Yes. I look up.
Yes.
And there's two massive globes in the sky. And I'm saying to my friend that was sitting beside me, look, look, look. And nobody seemed to see it. And I'm looking up, and they're zipping up and down and around. And, and then as I'm saying, look, shoom, they shoot straight up and disappear.
Yes.
And
This is quite common.
And but that week I became very almost ill, and I very seldom become ill.
Because you were processing higher level energies and weren't used to that yet. You had to stretch to accommodate them and get used to that frequency. There was some resistance just because of the way that you're used to thinking of these things. You just had to let go of the old paradigm, that's all. It helped stretch you out.
Okay. And in helping me stretch out, how did that change me?
It opened up new paths for you to expand your senses and act more in alignment with your true frequency.
Okay.
And so, what are you doing with that experience?
A whole lot more research.
Into?
Higher dimensions, I guess.
All right.
Becoming more.
Is that fun?
Oh, it's tons of fun.
All right. So it inspired you.
Yes, very much.
To go more deeply into that subject, yes?
Yes.
Well, that's exactly what happened for the channel. So look where you could wind up.
So
maybe, maybe not.
Because energy runs both ways.
Yes.
Correct?
Yes. It's hyperconductive, not just superconductive. Goes in a multitude of directions simultaneously.
Oh. Okay. So when I see them again,
if you do,
I did a couple of weeks later.
When you saw them again.
When I saw them again,
Yes.
I was lying under a tree looking up at a meditation
what lies
retreat.
were you telling?
I was enjoying myself, lying in the grass underneath the tree.
There she goes enjoying herself immensely.
I do. And I look up, and the two of them zipped across the sky again.
Yes.
And it was, I had just been meditating.
Yes. So?
So is that confirmation?
Well, again, the idea is that you allowed your frequency to allow your senses to perceive what to most people are invisible, because you're expanding your senses. If that's the experience you had, that's what it represents.
So just keep doing what I'm doing?
Just keep acting on your highest excitement and your senses will keep expanding appropriately.
And
Yes.
related to that, maybe,
Yes.
maybe not.
Yes, yes, yes.
When I take pictures with different cameras,
Yes.
this small green kind of orb.
Sometimes your technology can pick up on interdimensional kinds of other energies.
So
it can be representative of a spirit, it can be representative of a probe, it can be representative of simply natural energy formations and phenomenology. It can be representative of many different things. You would have to take it on a case-by-case basis.
Okay.
Does that help?
It does.
Anything else?
Probably, but I just can't think right now.
All right. Well, then please be off and enjoy your globes immensely.
Thank you, Bashar.
Thank you.
Can I draw another name?
One.
Aga la Magica? Come on now.
Hello, Bashar. My name is Chris from Nevada City, California, and I was wondering if you could tell us if there are any significant undiscovered planets in our solar system. And if so, when might humanity start to become more aware of them? Thank you.
Yes, there are, but they have extremely elliptical orbits that are outside the plane of the ecliptic, and therefore they are very hard to see. So you have to look almost knowing where to look in order to see them, but you'll find them eventually. There are 3 more. The idea is that they will usually all be found within the next 50 of your years, as we read your energy now.
Hi, Bashar.
Good day. Good day.
This is amazing. Thank you for this opportunity.
It is our passion and our pleasure.
Yes, I know. I actually wanted to talk to you about several things. Actually, just about my life.
Yes.
It's a bit emotional.
Oh, all right.
So 2 months back, something really nasty happened, and it had a big influence on my family, on me.
Yes.
And I discovered a whole lot of things. So I realized that on a daily basis, I actually go from density to density. And it all has to do with the way I look at things.
Yes, of course.
Yeah, of course, but it was not so clear to me that it's simply so easy.
Yes.
So I said to myself, okay, you are part of this. You also created this. So what's the present? What's the present this is bringing you? And then everything shifted, and inside me, everything shifted. So my sadness, it was gone. I was back in my heart. But then I said, okay, this is probably what Bashar is always talking about going to another earth, parallel realities, and things. And then I said, okay, but if I'm on another earth, why does my outer reality still stays the same? But
it's not the same. It's not the same.
Okay, but when it's the same in my head then probably. And that's all it is?
Yes.
So when I come into this room, in my head, I know there are several things in this room. And
Yes.
that's why it stays the same. So if when I can bring myself to the belief that
One moment. One moment.
yeah,
There is a joke that exists on your planet that is a perfect illustration of this idea. The joke is, someone says, I came home one day to find that every single thing in my house had been stolen and replaced with an exactly identical copy. Do you understand? It may look the same, but it's not the same.
yeah. When this is so amazing, because I have apparently this little voice in my head that
Yes.
tells me the same thing, but I'm not allowing myself to believe my inner knowing.
Yes. Well, there you go. You've solved your issue.
Yeah.
Now all you have to do is find the belief system that keeps you from knowing what you say you do in fact know.
It seems that I'm not allowing it because I
Why?
had why?
Why
I
not?
don't,
Yes.
well, I don't know.
Well, yes, you do. Because you just have to ask the right question of yourself. And that question usually is, if I allowed myself to know this is true, what am I afraid of?
What am I afraid of?
Yes. If you allowed yourself to know these things, what are you afraid will happen? Are you afraid you'll be thought of as crazy? Are you afraid you will lose people in your life?
I think that I might be holding on to my childhood, because I wanted to ask you what is the highest perspective that my parents, and then especially my mother and I, chose to be in each other's life this lifetime, because I think this is a huge part of everything in my life.
Yes, well, the question is, what would you otherwise not have learned had you not been in each other's lives?
But can it be that simple that what she did was reject me in every way? But I didn't realize that I was rejecting myself.
Well, there you go. That's one lesson you have learned because of the situation that you agreed to participate in.
But that's what we do as humans.
No, that's what you do when you learn to do those things. It is not natural to humans to be that way. It's a learned experience down through the generations. It's not done just because you're human.
Oh, but maybe I didn't express myself. How can wait, where was I?
The idea that you are talking about is something that certainly has become a habit in human society. What I'm saying is it's not your natural state to reject each other.
No, but I have been canceling out this natural state since my childhood. That's the truth. That's, yes.
So you gave yourself something to change, something to transform, something to learn how to transform. Most of you don't understand this. You give yourself certain experiences of darkness so you can learn to transform the darkness into light, because there are much bigger things coming up in the future that you will have to have had the practice transforming those personal things in order to be able to transform larger collective things in the future.
And is this because I'm holding on to childhood stuff that I'm afraid of my power? Because I think that we humans have a whole lot of power.
Of course you do. You're creating your reality experience. You have to have power to do that. But let me ask you a question. If you understand that you're shifting through different parallel realities and that you are truly a different person every moment, is the childhood you're referring to actually still your childhood?
No, but it is a good box of awareness for me.
Take what works from it and recreate that, but you don't have to take all of it if all of it doesn't work for the person you are now.
Yeah.
You get to decide.
Yeah, I can decide. I can choose. I want two other things, if I may.
Quickly.
Yes. cats can come back. That's my experience. One of my cats died, and she came back. It's not
No, she didn't come back.
but it's a part of her.
The energy connection may be very similar, but it's not the same cat.
It's not the same cat. She's not the same, but there were different things. It's a whole story, and we don't really have time.
But the cat that you have is reflecting certain similar vibrational frequencies to your other cat for a variety of purposes, one of which would be to recognize that that frequency is back in your life. That's why you think it's the same cat, but it's the same frequency.
Yeah, okay. And then the guidance from our body is something that is really fascinating.
Yes.
So when I'm not willing to stand in my power, I have trouble with my feet and my legs. Would you agree?
Yes.
So really, that's simple.
It is. It's one of the things we have been saying for 38 years on your planet. It's simpler than you think. Thank you for your recognition.
Yeah, and it's up to me to really accept it and live it.
It
because
is.
That's what I'm here to do.
It's not up to anyone else.
Oh, that's so great, so great, so great. Okay, and when I feel, very last question, when I feel tension in my body, it can be just as simple as a part of me that is saying, hey, you're leaving yourself again. Go back to your heart.
Yes, you can use it as a guiding mechanism if the tension you're referring to seems to be out of place or out of alignment with who you prefer to be, yes.
This is so amazing. So I am really right on. Oh, great.
Thank you.
This is amazing. Thank you, Bashar. Thank you. Thank you so much.
You are welcome.
Bye-bye.
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 Hello, Bashar. My name is Matias and I'm from Argentina. My question is, recently I've been dreaming about another house, another life I feel. Living in a house I don't recognize, but in some way I do recognize. Going into a supermarket and buying things for a travel with friends I don't know, but somehow I know that they exist. And today I felt how lonely and sad that counterpart feels. What is this? How does this relate to my actual experience, and how can I best help and be helped by the counterparts that I'm connected to? Thank you.
As you expand your consciousness, many of you will start to perceive parallel versions of yourselves in other realities. The ones that you may feel need help, need assistance, you can become their mentors. You can send them positive energy. You can inspire them by sending different kinds of thoughts or examples of your own life along the energetic connection you may have to them. And therefore, it may help them brighten their own reality up. For those you feel you can learn something from, you can download information and experience along those energetic connections that you all make to a variety of versions of yourselves in different parallel realities. But being more aware and experiencing more viscerally the different parallel realities is one of the symptoms, shall we say, of the expansion of consciousness at this time.
Hi, Bashar.
And to you, good day.
It is wonderful to be here with you today. Thank you so much.
And thank you as well for the co-creation.
I have two topics that I would like to touch upon today. And the first one being the inner child.
Yes.
During the months of COVID, I did lots of deep dives into my own inner child work, read lots of books, listened to lots of people. This past March, during your transmission, you touched upon childhood trauma and the inner child. And after that, I needed to put all my work away. I needed to reevaluate, reassess. So my questions to you today are not about recreating childhood trauma in the present moment. It's about the relationship that I feel that I formed speaking to my inner child through dialogue, whether written, verbal, or mental.
Yes.
So when I would feel emotion, I would recognize whatever I recognize, and then I would turn my attention inward and have a dialogue with what I perceive to be that little girl within me.
All right.
So my questions for you today are, who was it that who is it that I am really speaking to? What am I actually doing when I am in this practice? And why does it feel so good to acknowledge her insecurities or her fears?
Because you can't invalidate any portion of your own consciousness. She is a portion of your consciousness. In the same way, to use a crude analogy, that the child you were in kindergarten is still a piece of you, even though you have grown into an adult. You don't necessarily think like her anymore. You don't act like her anymore, at least not all the time. But the idea is that you have gone beyond her, but you still contain her. So you're speaking to another aspect of your own consciousness. And because you acknowledge it, because you support it, because you listen to it, because you dialogue with that aspect of your being and don't invalidate it, it allows you to operate more as a whole person between all of the different aspects or portions or reflections that exist within you. One phrase we have for this idea is you're experiencing a healthy multiple personality order by doing this.
Okay.
Does that help?
It does help. So this is a good service that I'm offering myself and or my clients by doing this practice of turning my attention inward and dialoguing with an aspect of myself.
Yes, if it is your passion to do it that way, then it's absolutely what you need to be doing.
Okay. And what about these experts who talk about reclaiming our childhood? What would you say to that?
Well, it depends on what they mean by that phrase.
So when it comes to inner child work,
Yeah.
it is going back, revisiting,
Yes.
and reclaiming parts of the childhood that we did not have, that we were missing, and then reparenting ourselves.
That's fine. Whether they know it or not, it's a reference to the idea that as you change yourself, you actually have a different past and therefore a different childhood. So in other words, you can actually make a connection to the idea of a different child within you as the new personality you are now. And that's one version of reclaiming your childhood, creating the version that would work for the person you are now, that would grow into the person you have become now. So different people may mean different things by that phrase, and we can't necessarily attest to the idea that they all think the way we have just described, but nevertheless, that's one way of looking at it.
Great. Well, thank you so much, Bashar, for answering my questions, and thank you for this beautiful co-creation.
Thank you for asking them. Good day.
Good day.
Hi, Bashar. This is Rokas from Lithuania. I'd like to ask you, when we are going to go through the life review, if we choose to do that after death, will we review the history that we remember at the moment of dying, or will we review all the different histories that we have gone through and shifted through our lifetime?
Whatever is relevant for the theme you were exploring. It might be what appears to be a single history. It might be a multitude of them. Whatever is relevant for the theme you are exploring and what will advise you best and inform you best for the choices that you will next make.
Hey there. Hey, Bashar.
Good day. Good day.
First of all, it's an honor to meet you. Thank you and Daryl for doing all the work that you are doing.
Our passion and our pleasure.
I have a few topics, so let's just dive right into it. First, I want to first ask you questions about, more about yourself and the Sasani.
Yes.
I know that you followed in the footsteps of your father, right, to become a contact specialist.
Yes.
What drove you to do that, and what other sort of career paths or life paths are available on your planet?
Well, many. I am also a sculptor. That's part of my passion, expression. An explorer in general, in pure form. That's also part of my passion. And there are many other kinds of artistic or exploratory endeavors or encounters that can be had. Some people are directly, literally, living among other civilizations that are not our own to learn from them in a variety of ways. in the same way that you might visit a different country and live among the people there to pick up on and understand more clearly their ways of doing things, their expression of creation. There are many things that we can do.
Gotcha. So it's all really driven by sort of whatever is exciting, whatever is creative.
Whatever is
Okay.
the key frequency of our being at any given moment, yes.
Now, you've channeled for over 30 Earth years through Daryl, and what's been your experience of that passage of time? Is it the same length, or is it more sort of, compressed?
It's much more compressed. A conversation we may have with you today and a conversation we may have with you a year from now in your time may actually, from our perspective, be back to back.
Mm.
It just depends on what is necessary for our understanding of the content of the conversation. Sometimes there may be a need to understand that time has passed in your experience. Sometimes there may be no need for that at all.
Interesting. Okay. And then how many other, I guess, contact specialists are in contact with people on Earth right now?
It fluctuates, but the average is around 150 from our civilization.
Oh, well. And then there's others from the YaYel and other civilizations as well.
Yes.
Gotcha. Interesting. Okay, so on your planet, you had the Shakana experience, right?
Yes.
And before that experience, what was the civilization like? Like, for example, did you have money? Like, what was life like?
We've never really had money. We had much more of a head start evolutionarily than you have. But the idea is that we still had the experience of negativity. We still had some experience of disease and separation and so on and so forth. But we got to a point where the scales were tipped by the majority of the energy focusing in a more positive direction, which then brought about the reflection of the Shakana experience for all, who at least were open and willing to experience it that way. Those that did not, those that had another path, instantly disappeared from our civilization.
When you say instantly disappeared, what do you mean by that?
They shifted to another reality where we could no longer perceive them.
I see. Gotcha. Fascinating. Okay. Well, I guess on that thread, let's talk about the Earth's transition that we're in right now. So it's really exciting to hear there's going to be more crafts and things like that.
Yes.
Are there any particular places you'd recommend people gather or go to?
Wherever you are attracted to, although we have already said that Joshua Tree area is very important energetically as a vortex that has to do with the crossing and passage of many different civilizations, or let's just say it's a major traffic line.
Gotcha. Okay, that makes sense. Okay, so what about sort of the role of technology on Earth? So right now we have tools like this that allow us to create sort of a shared connection and empathy, but we have also other technology that creates more separation.
Yes.
So is it better for us to use these tools as sort of a stepping stone to build that ability for intuitive connection? Or is it better just drop whole technology and just focus on those more intuitive?
Different people will do it in different ways. There's no one right way to do it. Different people will do it in different ways. Depends on how they relate to the idea.
Gotcha. Okay. And then we're also dealing with climate change. And you mentioned previously that spreading particles of gold is sort of one method. Why is that something that would actually help?
Because it reflects the idea of sunlight back out into space and lowers the temperature of the planet.
Gotcha.
And it's also inert and lasts essentially forever. It doesn't decay.
That makes sense. And so is that the same reason that the Anu people originally came to Earth?
Yes.
Were they also dealing with that sort of similar style of climate change?
Even worse.
Interesting. Okay, interesting. Okay, so another topic, parallel incarnation. So you've shared that there are souls and then oversouls and so on.
Yes.
But at the same time, we have the ability to connect to any sort of parallel incarnation that's ever been in existence.
That is relevant for you to connect to, not anything.
Oh, interesting.
If it's not relevant, you won't connect to it, because why should you if it's not relevant?
Yeah. And so do you have like a limited number of souls as a part of your own oversoul?
Well, the entire population of our planet is much lower than yours. On average, it remains relatively stable, give or take, around 300 million.
Okay.
So in a sense, we generally, with a few exceptions for a variety of reasons, sort of all relate to a single oversoul for our civilization.
And so for humans, is it similar? Is it more like 7 per oversoul, then eventually you get to the human oversoul?
The idea of the 7 billion people on your planet is generally representative, even though this also fluctuates, of between about 300 to 500,000 oversouls.
Interesting. Okay. And now, let's say
that's not evenly divided.
Yeah.
You can't just say, well, it's X per oversoul. It constantly fluctuates, but that's the average.
Now, you've also shared in the past that there are these spiral incarnation charts, right, that tell you
the pin charts. Yes,
the pin charts. So does that mean that one soul, or rather one oversoul, has multiple incarnations at different timelines?
Yes. Usually that's the case. Some pin charts may be adventurous enough to go into more than one oversoul, but generally that's not the case.
Okay, gotcha. Let's talk about the formula. So I know you've shared a lot about this. And
yes,
you may have already shared this particular aspect of it, but one question that I've had is, sometimes it's hard to tell if there is an excitement, if there's other work that needs to be done that may not be as exciting, right?
Then you are either making it not exciting or it really isn't your way. There's always another way. If the work really needs to be done, there's always an exciting way. If it really isn't part of your excitement, then that work may not need to be done and something else may take its place. So again, the first thing to always check is, am I dampening the excitement because of my belief systems? Once you've cleared that through yourself and you realize you're not the one preventing yourself from being excited because you might be doing it in a way that is not exciting for you, you might have certain beliefs about what would happen if you did go forward, and so on and so forth. Once you clear all that out of the way, if the excitement is naturally waning, then that's synchronicity telling you, go in another direction. Go in the exciting direction, even if it looks like it's not connected. What is most passionate for you at this moment tells you it's connected, even if it doesn't look like it could be connected on the surface. It's the thread of excitement that tells you it's connected.
Gotcha. Okay. Then let's talk about the 5 laws. So you shared that everything is in the here and now, and that the past actually extends from the now.
Yes.
So you've also shared that it's possible to technically change the past that you're connected to.
Well,
does that
yes.
mean that
It happens automatically.
Yeah. Okay. So does that mean that if somebody had a traumatic experience and they believe that they never did, or are they now connecting to another version of themselves that never did? And if so, is that a way of bypassing that sort of experience?
Well, yes, in a sense. But the thing of it is it can't be used, in a sense, as a denial mechanism. It actually has to be truly an understanding that you are truly a different person and that the so-called other past has nothing to do with who you are now. It can't just be used as a denial or a glossing over mechanism. Oh, well, I'm different, so now I have to pay attention to the fact that I'm still creating all these negative beliefs based on the idea of an experience that happened in childhood. Can't be that. Can't ignore what you're creating in the moment. But if you're truly changing, this is what we often refer to as the 13th step. You really have a deep experiential understanding that you are a new person. And many times when you really understand and experience that you are a new person, though there may be some reasons to still refer to the past belonging to the other person that quote unquote you used to be, very often when you really are a new person, there's nothing to remember because it doesn't relate to you anymore.
That's gonna be my next question. So if you are truly that new person, you don't even remember being that old person.
In many cases, correct.
And so in a way, as you're growing, you may not even be aware that you're growing.
Well, you'll be aware in some sense, but it may not be that way. You'll always have some sense of measure of change, but it may not be that particular technique that you use.
Interesting. Okay. That's very fascinating. And then my last question is, when folks are doing meditation, when they're doing something like Vipassana, we're able to get into these more expanded states of being.
Yes.
What exactly is that? And then,
what do you mean, what exactly is that? You're aligning with more of yourselves, more of the parallel realities, more of creation. You're expanding your consciousness to be more aware of the connections you already have. It's a meditation technique. It's a permission slip like anything else. Some people will find it valuable and some people will find other things.
Gotcha. Awesome.
All right.
Awesome. Yeah, thank you so much.
Thank you. Good day.
Good day.